I think I'm a bit of a dickhead for not having this album. I can't believe it.
Well, you can be called that for other reasons, but all right. Don't be so hard on yourself.
It's showtime, folks.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name's John, his name is Greg, you all know that, and we're here to talk about wonderful, wonderful music. Greg, do you have wonderful, wonderful music for me to listen to?
I do.
Oh, that's handy.
Hey, smart guy. You know what? You watch it. You may not get this great, wonderful song that I was going to give you. Wheels on the bus go round and round. No, that's
12-inch, yeah. Got it.
Weirdo. But anyway, Spiritualized. You know that band, of course.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I know. So I'm threading the needle because I know that you know this band. But I think it's on an album that you might have already mentioned to me that you may not have it. So that's why I'm threading the needle. Hey Jane.
No, I don't. I know there's songs that I know, if you know what I mean. So I don't think I do know that one.
Yeah.
It must be on a slightly later album. The first 4 or 5 I know quite well. 4, 5.
Yeah, on the other side, we'll get into the album. But yeah, I think this was one we were talking one time, and I don't think you had this album. Anyway, so good. So I put the thread right in between in the hole. You know, it goes right through. So grab that and pull it, and go check out Hey Jane by Spiritualized.
Okay.
Hey Jane, where you going today? You took a car, then you ran all day. That clock on 110. I never said I'd get you back again. Said you ain't got time to make no mistakes. Ain't got time to waste my breaks. Hey Jane, where you going today? You lit a fire, then you found the flame. They say you got a troubled soul. I say you got it on a roll. Said you ain't got time to change your ways. Ain't got time to make no mistakes with you. Show 'em what you can do.
It's a really nice beginning. The guitar and the high-low, that kind of reminds me of something. I'm not saying it's like another song, just that style reminds me of something, but I can't think of what. Hey Jane makes me think of it as being a cross between Hey Joe and Sweet Jane. I suppose it's better than Sweet Joe. This is a really good start. I always like Spiritualized. I can't believe I don't have this album. But there you go.
Hey Jane, where you going today? I got a love for you anyway. Guess I'm tired of hanging around. I'll meet you there when you're coming down. When you got good style and little taste, carve your name right into my face. Hey Jane, where you going today? You broke my heart, then you ran away. Some say you got a rotten soul, but I said Janie loves rock and roll. Said you ain't got time, you're long time dead. Ain't got time to mess my head with you.
I don't know why it just popped in my head. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the way he's singing it and saying it, sort of Lou Reed-ish. Yeah, probably totally wrong. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah.
Show 'em what you can do.
That was fun. It's interesting, the sort of sonic crash, as it were. I mean, it almost felt like falling down the stairs or smashing up a car or something. And then the slow rebuilding. And there's like a lot of spiritualized songs, so there's layered. So they'll hit a theme, go for it, and then just bring in bit by bit by bit. And at the end, you feel this multi-layered, wonderful piece, which I think is where this is going. Sounds really good.
Hey, Jane, when you're gonna die, live life like a butterfly. Feel safe, babe, by your side. Choose death on another ride. Hey, Jane, when you're gonna die, got wings like a butterfly. Live death, baby, all alone. Sweet Jane on the radio. Hey, Jane, when you're gonna die, that pain goes right inside. Hey, Jane, got it right in soul. Hey, Jane, got it on a roll. Hey, Jane, when you gonna day, sweetheart, and fade away. Hey, Jane, when you gonna die. 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 Na 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 na
Sorry for interrupting again. This is really good. There's that trademark bit of his that's that gospel influence sort of sound where the layers as well of the sort of the voices, choral backing as well. I have to wonder, just thinking about it, after that breakdown, when it built back up again, when he came back in, I didn't catch all the lyrics, but it kept saying, "Hey Jane, when you gonna die?" Which is not quite so bright and breezy as the first half. And his voice, to me, I'm gonna have to listen to this again many, many times, but his voice sounded slightly different in tone. I wonder if something really important happened in that breakdown, in terms of the narrative. But yeah, so you get this worrying feeling that all is not right with Jane. And then this choral bit comes in, which is kind of soaring and slightly heavenly, that makes you feel all right again. It's very clever stuff from Mr. Pierce. Very clever. Well, that was bloody excellent. Back to Greg.
So what do you think?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
wow, I think I'm a bit of a dickhead for not having this album. I can't believe it.
Well, you
This
can be called
is-
that for other reasons, but all right. Don't be so hard on yourself.
This was well, I tell you what, I absolutely adore Spiritualized, and if someone was to ask me some of my top albums, ladies and gentlemen, we're floating in space, it'd always be on
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And then I listened to the one after it, let it all come down where it is. And then I think, actually, I like this one better. And I keep flip-flopping between the two.
Right.
There was another couple after, and there was one album that really I just didn't like. It just sounded, for me, it got the tone wrong. It sounded all whiny, and it just wasn't great.
Right.
And I got the album that came out this year and fell in love with it again, because that is just brilliant, and it's full orchestra stuff again. He flips between different sorts. This has got all the elements of a classic Spiritualized song, and it's done to perfection. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice start with the strumming and the organ and that sort of, I don't know, that sort of bow wow wow, guitar line. It sounds really 60s. And then I started thinking, this is how my brain works, that sounds really 60s. The song's Hey Jane, and I couldn't get Sweet Jane out of my head. And then I thought Hey Joe as well, and it's a combination of the two, but it wasn't. And then Lou Reed popped into my head, the way he was talking about the girl. And I was really thinking Lou Reed. So I really he starts talking, it's quite narrative, and I didn't get too well. I sort of got the lyrics, but they washed over me because I was just enjoying it. I really like the sort of high-low guitar motif. That
yes,
he picks themes and he runs with them a lot of the time, and he does that on a lot of songs. And this was really simple and really, really, really effective. It was great. So the first half goes, and it's really bright and breezy, and it's really going at a good pace, and you've got the lovely sort of backing vocals as well. It's a bit more of a muscular sort of Spiritualized song compared to others that are floaty and dreamy, and the orchestra ones especially.
Yeah.
And then there's this breakdown. And just before the breakdown, there's some real frenetic drumming. It sounded amazing. And then it sort of goes like everything's fallen down the stairs, or the car's crashed, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just peters out, and you can just imagine one wheel spinning along the road or something. I mean, it really was dramatic, and I really liked it. And then the slow build up again, dun, 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 and again it's multi-layered, and he's basically deconstructed the song in front of her eyes and then reconstructed it again, and he's showing you the layers one by one.
Yeah.
So now you get them, but I don't know if it was my imagination, but it sounded different.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Something changed. Something
changed. So the guitar motif was slightly different, like it was a bit flat or sharp or something. It was just, a semitone different, but the guitar was slightly distorted, so it had a different tone to it.
Yeah.
And his voice, again, I don't know if I imagined it, but his voice to me sounded a bit sort of strained and tired compared to, sort of bright and breezy.
Yeah.
And so it started me thinking, something happened here. Like, was that a tremendous crash or, some trauma or something?
Yeah.
And then the lyrics, he's going, "Hey, Jane, when are you going to die?" And I was thinking, oh, man, there's some real trouble here. And then it goes into this choral voices, the gospel-inspired stuff, which he loves and he does so well, and it's soaring and it's heavenly. And at the end, when he's singing "Sweetheart, Sweet Light, Sweetheart, Love of My Life," and I think I said the reaction, I don't know, again, if I'm imagining all this, it's very clever what he's done, and it's got me thinking these things, but it's almost like you're heading up to the tunnel of light, and I'm wondering if she's copped it, and he's singing about her life, and then bang, and then she's going off.
Yeah.
That's what I got. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. It's one of the best songs I've heard this year. I really, really loved it.
Wow. That's high praise, man. Seriously, coming from you. I mean that. Wow.
And I was so shocked, because I'd kind of half written off Spiritualized, that I didn't like a couple of their albums. They're okay, but they're a bit whiny, and I just didn't. And Spiritualized fans are going to hate me for saying that, but it's personal taste, isn't it? I absolutely adore loads of their albums, and this latest one, but this has got me. I've got to go back and listen to them again. This is outstanding.
To me, ladies and gentlemen, we are floating in space. That is it's sort of his creme de la creme.
Yeah, it's top 10 album.
Yeah. And the problem is, and it's really more my problem, is that it was always like I was to those kind of albums, like I would recognize them as like sort of the light, and I was like the moth, and I just sort of gravitate, and then there might have been other lights that went on after that down there, and I never paid attention to them. I was always on this one. And so this one is the 7th album. It's called Sweetheart, Sweet Light, 2012. Right. Again, 7th album. And from what I understand, and a contributor, I mean, he could be wrong, but a contributor on genius.com, the lyric website that I use a lot, this person is saying, "Hey, Jane" is, well, we know that, the second track from that album. The single relates the story of a relationship the singer had, who's Jason Pierce, right?
Yeah.
That he had with a girl named Jane that ended up being really abusive and really bad for him. And it's told by the use of metaphors, comparing it to an addiction of speed. So, and he knew all too well about that. And, and I am really curious. I'm kind of intrigued, curious about like that whole sort of heavenly sort of sound. And I agree. That sort of comes towards the end. Let me get into the lyrics here. "Hey, Jane, where you going today? You took a call, then you ran all day. That clock going 110. I'll never said I'd get you back again. Said I ain't got time to make no mistakes. Ain't got time to waste my breaks. Hey, Jane, where you going today? Lit a fire, then you fanned the flame. They say you got a troubled soul. I say you got it on a roll. You said you ain't got time to change your ways. Ain't got time to make no mistakes with you. Show them what you can do." Yeah, I love that part. I show them what you can do. Well, well. "Hey, Jane, where you going today? Ain't got a love for you anyway. You get so tired of hanging around. I'll meet you there when you're coming down. Well,
that sounds Lou Reed to me, that does.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Well, you got good style and a little taste. Carved your name right into my face. Hey, Jane, where you going today? You broke my heart, then you ran away. Some say you've got a rotten soul, but I said Janie loves rock and roll. Said you ain't got time, you're a long time dead. Ain't got time to mess my head with you, right? So that she could be totally, you know, within a drug sort of stupor, coma,
Yeah.
like, it's just, I don't even mess with her. Um, show them what you can do. Then, hey Jane, where you going today? You hit the fast lane right away. Got no breaks for your rotten life. A heart like yours is never satisfied. Said you ain't got time, it's such a waste. You run so fast, you get no place. That's interesting. Hey Jane,
Mm.
where you going today? I'll get a car for you right away. That cop going 110. Fast lane, Jane said. Fast lane, faster. Ain't got time to make no mistakes. Ain't got time to waste my time with you. And then that whole thing might have like that. That's maybe that's where that first part ended, and now this one's starting. I think. Hey Jane, where you going today? And repeats that. Where you going today? Where you going today? And then, hey Jane, when you gonna die? Live life like a butterfly. Feel safe, baby, by your side. Cheat death on another ride. Hey Jane, where you gonna die? You got wings like a butterfly. Meet death, baby, all alone. Sweet Jane on the radio. Mention a Sweet Jane.
Sweet Jane.
Hey
That's
Jane,
cool.
hey Jane, when you gonna die? That pain goes right inside. Hey Jane, got a rotten soul. Hey Jane, got it on a roll. Hey Jane, where you going today? Sweetheart, and fade away. Hey Jane, when you gonna die? Hey Jane, when you gonna die? And just repeats that. And then just does that na 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 na, sweetheart, sweet light, sweetheart and love of my life.
Yeah.
So
That's me.
maybe she actually wound up dying, and after all of it and all the pain and all that, he still looks back on her as like, someone that he loved,
Yeah.
and that he still, he hopes that she's in a better place. That's what
Mm.
I take out of it. Who knows?
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. Like most of his songs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
he's a
cool.
clever guy. He's a clever guy.
All right, I'm really so glad that I gave this one to you. And wow,
Yeah.
one of the best songs you've listened to this year so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolute delight. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it was both immediate and also sort of multi-layered and textual and interesting. So repeated listening is, will happen definitely.
I
Yeah.
know what's going on your Christmas list this year, huh? Good.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I was going to ask if you're a good boy or not, but we won't get down that. We'll get into some sort of darkness or whatever.
I plead
How
the
good of a
fifth.
boy do you think I was, Greg? Ooh. All right. With that said, you have a good rest of the day. And to everyone out there, if you like this song, like the reaction, hit the like button. That'd be pretty cool. Sub, that'd be great too. We're going up. And let us know in the comments why you like this reaction. And that said, we'll see all of you right there. I see you all on the next episode of Into the Music.